Welcome back to UHV lecture number 2 and 3. The previous session we came to know what is value education and why do we learn value education, what is the purpose of value education and its importance. So there are two very important things we discussed in the previous lecture. One is what to do, another one is how to do. What to do part is value education and how to do is called technical education. Right now we mainly focus on how to do rather than what to do, so that universal human values, to understand harmony, we include value education in higher education system. Today in this lecture we'll see the basic aspiration of a human being and how one can achieve happiness in continuity. Yes, my name is Dr. Solomon V. Anbuchelvan, working as an associate professor in the Department of English, Erode Sengundar Engineering College. So lecture number 2, self-exploration as the process of value education. So what to do deals with value education. So self-exploration leads to understand value education in a better way. So we are going to focus on self and how do we explore the self. So what is this course and what does it focus on? It is a process of dialogue between me and you to begin with initially, so that it's called as a dialogue. It's between two, and it soon becomes a dialogue within yourself. So dialogue with yourself. So the dialogue itself is called as self-exploration. The main purpose of this course is to establish a dialogue and to strengthen the dialogue. Already some may have the dialogue with yourself. If you have the dialogue already, the purpose of this course is to strengthen your dialogue. Many may not have the dialogue, so the course will initiate, establish the dialogue with oneself. So it is like talking to yourself, and you can listen to yourself. In another way, let me put it, it's with talking to your inner person, your inner being, and that is called a dialogue with yourself. That's called self-exploration. The dialogue within. Look at the slides. So dialogue, in the middle part you can see that dialogue between what I am, who you are right now, what I really want to be. What do you really want to be? So it's a dialogue between what I am, what I really want to be. So what I am consists of my desire, thought, expectation. Those three combined together, that's called as content of imagination. My desire, my thought, my expectation, and that is called as my competence, ability that I have achieved in myself. That is what I am. And what I really want to be. my natural acceptance. That is my natural acceptance. That is called my intention. So it is a dialogue between what I am, what I really want to be. It's a dialogue between my desire and my natural acceptance, my thought and my natural acceptance, and my expectation with my natural acceptance. So natural acceptance as the dialogue with your desire, thought, and expectation. So it happens so continuously. So what I am and what I really want to be. You can also think and explore yourself right now, who you are and what do you really want to be. Think in that angle, you can get answers for your desire, thought, and expectation. So in order to initiate it, I discover my natural acceptance. I discover already it is innate, it is within every human being. So that it is used, discover the natural acceptance. And we need to understand that. We need to understand the innate quality that is acceptable by yourself. That is called natural acceptance. And next is, I became aware of what I am. And aware of yourself. And being aware, its ultimate state, to help you to understand who you are. So, became aware of what I am. Then I have to ensure this dialogue and ensure harmony within. Once if you are aware of what you are and what you want to be, automatically the dialogue is initiated, and that ensures the harmony within yourself. If it is ensured, the harmony is ensured, and it is acceptable by natural acceptance, you are in the state of harmony and in happiness. Now look at the right side. Always relationship. And these are all in harmony, and that leads to happiness, and not only within the self, sometimes to the relationship. And these are all in contradiction, and happiness sometimes opposition. That means if the dialogue ensures harmony, a calmness, and understand with natural acceptance, that leads to harmony. If it does not have a synergy, not having that right understanding, then automatically a contradiction in the dialogue, that leads to unhappiness, that leads to opposition, not in relationship. So everyone, you can start to have this dialogue within yourself. What you are, what do you really want to be? The process of self-exploration, self-investigation. Two significant words. One is exploring yourself. Another one is investigating yourself. So that is the main purpose of this value education, and helps you to understand in a right way. So self-exploration, self-investigation is a process of dialogue between me and you to begin with, and it soon becomes a dialogue within yourself. From establish the dialogue, within oneself. That is the first step of the self-exploration and self-investigation. It is a dialogue between what I am and my natural acceptance, or what I really want to be. So always a dialogue between what I am and what I really want to be. It is a process of self-exploration, self-investigation, which leads to self-evolution. And it's a process of knowing oneself, and through the self, knowing nature and the entire existence. It is a process of knowing oneself. It is in one simple sentence, but it is the motto and it is the purpose behind every human being, is to understand who he is or who she is. And through the self, knowing nature and the entire existence. Through the self tries to understand that surrounds everything. So the knowing nature and the entire existence. It is a process of recognizing one's relationship with every unit in nature and existence. It is recognizing one's relationship with every unit. So every self is connected with another self, another unit. It is to recognize that connection, that relationship with every other unit which surrounds him. And that is extended up to nature and the entire existence, not only in recognizing the relationship with every other units. And the next thing is to fulfill that relationship. That's an important one. Recognizing self's relationship with other units, maybe human being, other units may be animals, plants, so in the entire universe. So you can connect yourself with other units. You can recognize your connection with other units exists in the existence. And the next step is fulfilling that relationship with other units. So if you understand this, you try to fulfill right relationship, a relationship with every other units. It is a process of knowing human conduct and living according to it. So as a human, and he has inherited, acquired from generation after generation a certain conduct, that's called human conduct, and living according to that, which is an innate, which is evolved through a human tradition. And it is a process of living in harmony within, living in harmony with others, living in harmony with the entire existence. So beautiful. It is a process of living in harmony. Harmony in the sense of happiness, a synergy, a state of happiness. So it's a process of living in harmony within the self and living in harmony with others in relationship. Living in harmony with others in relationship. Living in harmony with the entire existence. My being is expanded to other units and tries to establish the harmony with other units in nature. Let me put it in another way. Not only to establish, to understand that already the harmony is there in the self and the harmony is there in other units. The harmony is there in connection with every other existence, and that one has to understand. That is the process of self-exploration, self-investigation. Content of self-exploration is desire, aim, we can say objective, basic aspiration, purpose. So for the desire, we put it in all these terms. So what do we want to achieve? Content of exploration. Program, process of achieving the desire, action. How do I achieve it? What way that I can achieve my desire? Yes. And discussion important to you. Do you have any other questions? Yes. We can have questions. Desire, the way to achieve it, yes. And desire, what do we want to achieve? The aim, objective, basic aspiration, my purpose, everything is to achieve happiness. Ultimate. Initially, if we ask to get a job, we can say, to earn more money, we can say. After that, we can extend it, but ultimate thing is to have happiness. So what do I want to achieve at the end? I want to be happy. So the main thing is happiness. My desire is to be happy, and I want to achieve happiness in my life. And the second is prosperity. So happy and prosperous. So you can also raise a question, is it possible for a happy person to be prosperous? In other ways, we can also ask, a prosperous person, can he be happy? But the main desire of every human being is to be happy and prosperous. And look at that, it is given in the bold, the continuity of happiness and prosperity. Continuity of happiness and prosperity. Can we be happy continuously? So is it possible that a person can be happy? Let's find out. Do we desire for happiness, or do we desire for prosperity? Do we desire for the continuity of both happiness and prosperity? Yes, definitely we desire for happiness and we desire for prosperous, and of course we desire for happiness and prosperity in continuity. If continuity of happiness and prosperity is assured, ensured, then what else would you desire? So the happiness and prosperity is ensured for a human being, then what else would that being desire for? No, our basic aspiration is for happiness, prosperity, and its continuity. Our desires are not unlimited or indefinite. So what do I want to really achieve? As a human being, I want to be happy and prosperous and the continuity of happiness and prosperity I need to have in my life. And if you come along with these lectures, and we assure you that you can understand happiness in continuity, prosperous in continuity, you can sustain happiness in a continuous way. Self-exploration and investigation. Content of self-exploration: a desire. What do I want to achieve? That is happiness, prosperity in continuity. Program for that. How do I achieve it? Process of self-exploration. That is the process. Whatever is stated is a proposal. Verify it on your own right. In the next slide, I'll show you an image so that you can understand in a better way. Do not assume it to be true or false. So we can achieve through self-exploration. So whatever is stated, whatever comes to you, whatever you receive, whatever the self receives in the form of a desire, in the form of a thought, in the form of a imagination, that is called proposal. Whatever comes to you, whatever is stated, whatever you receive through your desires, through your thought, and that is called proposal. Once if you receive the desire, thought, verify it on your own right. Proposal, verifying. So verify the thought, verify the desire on your own right, on your natural acceptance, which is naturally acceptable to you after the verification. So do not assume it to be true or false. So whatever comes to you, whatever is stated is a proposal. Next is self-verification. So self-verification, which is naturally acceptable to you, which is innate in nature, which is already in human being, which is already in self. So verify. So, self-verification. So whatever thought, desire pops up in you, verify it. Verify it. Don't assume it to be true. Verify. That is the initial step of self-exploration. Look at this diagram. Whatever is stated is a proposal. Verify it on your own right. Do not assume it to be true or false. Don't assume that. Verify, verify. A proposal comes out of my desire. A proposal comes out of my thought, and it is being verified by myself on the basis of my natural acceptance. Yes. After the verification, and you'll get a harmony in yourself, either to follow the thought or to reject the thought, either to follow your desire or to delete the desire. Or is it aligned with what I really want to be, which is acceptable to yourself? Once if the verification is over, and the next step is experiential validation. So we validate it. We cannot validate simply without verification. But up to now we might have validated without experiential. Simply we might have followed the thought of others, the desires of others, blindly following without having any dialogue, without any verification. And right now it is the moment that when you have the dialogue within yourself and you verify on your own self and you are validating either to accept it or reject it. So that is called experiential validation. So whatever comes to you is a proposal. To drink some water, I feel thirsty, so I need to nurture my body, so I need to drink. Okay, verify. So yes, okay, yes, I am thirsty. Okay, have some cup of water. Small example that I have given to you. Like that, all the desires and thoughts are proposals. Verify it on your own right. Verify it with your natural acceptance. You will get the harmony, and then you can validate it out of your experience. When you are validating, and I would say that you will be in harmony and yourself feels acceptable, brings a kind of calmness, a synergy within that thought or desire. Thereby we are validating the proposal. And the next step is, once validating our desire and thought and living according to it, we can do that in two ways. Behavior with human beings, outcome, output, work with the rest of the nature. Work with the rest of the nature. So whatever comes to you is a proposal. A proposal comes to me, a thought pops in me, then I verify the thought and I validate the thought, and after that I try to live according to it. I'll get the harmony, and that is a process of self-verification. And when you try to live according to it, it will be revealed through your behavior with human beings. And when it is in harmony within yourself, that behavior leads to mutual happiness with the rest of the human being. When you work with the rest of the nature with same understanding, you will be mutually prosperous. Mutually prosperous. So keep this as a takeaway message for this day. Anything comes to you is a proposal. The thought, desire comes to you is a proposal. Verify the proposal on your own right, on the basis of your natural acceptance. And after that, you can validate with your experience and then live according to it. When you do that, you will get the harmony, and that is called self-verification. Which process is naturally acceptable to you? A process of self-exploration, self-verification on your own right, leading to understanding in yourself, or a process of do's and don'ts in which you assume what is said without verification. Obviously, with a lot of explanation, we choose a process of self-exploration, self-verification on my own right, leading to understand myself. So that is what everyone prefers. So that is naturally acceptable. So if you simply follow do's and don'ts, there won't be any harmony without understanding doing things. And from now onwards, you can try to adapt verify. Whatever comes to me is a proposal. Verify and validate. Live according to that with your experience. And you will get the harmony. That is a process of self-verification. That is value education. So the lecture number 2, the sum up of this content of self-exploration, basic human aspiration and how to fulfill it. The basic human aspiration is happiness, prosperity in continuity. For that, self has to go for self-exploration, self-investigation and self-verification. Once you do verify, you explore again and again. It is a process. And once you get the experience, the verification is intense and it is very sharp. It may start with a dialogue between you and me, but it soon becomes a dialogue within you, between what you are and what you really want to be, or your natural acceptance. The purpose of the course is to initiate, strengthen the self-exploration in you to discover your natural acceptance. Yes, fine. Some things that I would like to tell you about acceptance and natural acceptance. What one accepts, understand the circumstances, influence of others, maybe peer pressure, own preconditioning, taste, likes and dislikes, sensation, sometimes respect, sometimes disrespect, sometimes nurture the body, sometimes exploiting, respect elders. These are all acceptance. Natural acceptance, what is acceptable naturally, innate in nature, that is natural acceptance. Sometimes respect, sometimes disrespect. No, which is naturally always respect. Beautiful things. But when we are happy, we respect, not happy, disrespect. That is not natural acceptance. That is simply acceptance. Natural acceptance is always respect. Nurture the body and respect all. And one more, what one accept, under the circumstances, influence of others, preconditioning, sensation, what is acceptable naturally about your participation with the other unit, innate in nature. Now come to acceptance. May change with the time, may change with place, may change with person. When it comes to natural acceptance, does not change with time, does not change with place, does not change with person. Acceptance is indefinite, may depend on circumstances and influences, but natural acceptance is definite, which is uncorrupted by preconditioning. It's pure. I would say that. Happiness or unhappiness, that is acceptance. Happiness always, assurance and with satisfaction. Okay, so self exploration with the help of self verification. Keep it in your mind. Everything comes to you as a proposal. Verify the proposal, validate with your experience and live according to that. You'll get the harmony in yourself. Don't follow any desire, any do's and don'ts blindly without verification. Now we'll move on to lecture number 3, continuous happiness and prosperity. That is the basic human aspirations. So that is the basic aspiration of all human beings. Our main focus is continuous happiness and prosperity. That is the aspiration that every human being aspires for. content of self-exploration, desire, happiness, prosperity, the continuity of happiness and prosperity. Do we desire? Yes, of course. Already we have seen this. Do we desire for prosperity? Yes. Do we desire for the continuity of both happiness and prosperity? If continuity of happiness and prosperity is ensured, then what else would you desire? Our desires are not unlimited or indefinite. They are limited and finite. Our basic aspiration is for happiness, prosperity, and its continuity. Happiness. We'll start with the basic clarification. And right side is happiness. The state or situation in which I live, if there is harmony, synergy in it, then it is naturally acceptable to me to be in the state or situation. And I want to continue to be in that state. To be in a state of harmony, synergy is happiness. In other words, happiness is to be in harmony. So, here we introduce this word harmony. The state or situation in which I live, if there is harmony, synergy in it, that means in that state I want to spend my time. I want to be in the state for a longer period of time, which is naturally acceptable by myself. Though I want to continue in the situation, I want to continue in the state. To be in a state of harmony is called as happiness. Happiness, to be in harmony. Harmony is happiness. Happiness is to be in harmony. Try to understand this word harmony. It is having good terms with everything. It is having the right relationship with everything. It is having the right understanding. Harmony. And which is equal to happiness. A situation or in a state, I want to continue. I want to live in that state or in that situation for a longer period of time. That is called happiness. The state or situation come to unhappiness. The state or situation in which I live, if there is disharmony, contradiction in it. Disharmony. Then it is not naturally acceptable to me to be in the state or situation, and I want to get out from that state. I want to get out from the situation. To be forced to be in a state of disharmony, contradiction is unhappiness. Students can also say that forced to be sit in the classroom for a longer period of time, disharmony. So unhappiness, which is equal to disharmony. Disharmony in the sense, to be forced, the self does not like that state or a situation. So happiness is to be in harmony. Unhappiness is disharmony. Okay, so from this term onwards we use the word interchangeably, happiness and harmony. Now come to happiness and continuity of happiness. So happiness is to be in harmony. Happiness, that I want to continue to be in that state or a situation. If I feel a kind of warmth and a kind of a synergy, a kind of calmness, so that's called harmony. Now come to continuity of happiness. State, situation in which I live, or expanse of my being. So self can expand its being as an individual human being, as a member of a family, as a member of a society, as an unit in nature and existence. So, continuity of happiness, which is equal to harmony at all levels of being. Harmony in the human being, harmony in the family, harmony in the society, harmony in nature and existence. If the self aligns, tunes, establishes with that, we can say that that self is in continuity of happiness. So if you understand the harmony in the human being, you're happy. Understand the harmony in the family, you're happy. Understand the harmony in the society, you're happy. And understand the harmony in the nature and existence. So you are maintaining the continuity of happiness. So happiness is to be in harmony. So harmony in the self, harmony in the human being, and the being expands to the family. Harmony in the family, and harmony in the society, and harmony in nature and existence. In that way, the self expands its being. And if you try to understand that harmony in all the four levels, you can lead a continuity of happiness. That is very much possible, that we can have harmony in the self, harmony in the family, harmony in the society, harmony in nature and existence. For that, our program is to facilitate understanding of harmony at all levels of being. So in the further lectures, we'll see the harmony in the human being, harmony in the family, harmony in the society, harmony in nature and existence. Oh my, all those are called proposals. Okay. To understand and to live in harmony at all levels of being. That is the program. That is the purpose. To understand and to live in harmony. Harmony in the human being, harmony in the family, harmony in the society, harmony in nature and existence. And when you try to understand and to live in harmony, after verification and validation, and you'll get the right understanding, you'll get right feeling. That right understanding and right feeling is achieved. Prosperity. The feeling of having or producing more than the required physical facility is called as prosperity. A prosperous person thinks of right utilization, nurturing the other. And we can have a discussion in the forthcoming lecture in detail on prosperity. Certain questions usually asked by: how can meaning of happiness be universal, or how can happiness be the same for everyone? Try to understand harmony in all level. That is called happiness. Happiness is universal. Everyone in this world is working for one's own happiness. So is it not right to say that everyone is selfish in this world? No, it's a beautiful question. Once a person who understands the harmony, and he or she is responsible for other person to understand his own self. No, it is not selfish. So in due course of time, you will understand, since the self expands from self to family, family to society, and nature and existence at the expense of one's being to achieve the harmony. So we cannot say one's own happiness is selfish. The purpose is the entire existence is in harmony. That is our purpose, to understand that. So such discussions on prosperity have been there for ages. Still people are accumulating and exploiting. Can it ever be resolved? That is what the value education is imparted in the higher education institutions. Since we mainly focus on how to do things, not what to do. So we accumulate, we deplete, we destroy, and we don't maintain harmony at all levels. So can it ever be resolved? It is in the hands of every individual that we need to make the change. It can be done. Okay. No self-reflection. And up this lecture, if you have any self-respect, understanding, and if you want to share anything, feel free to share with us. We'll try to answer yours. Thank you. Have a great time.